Namaste, Star Family. Welcome to this Muse Euterpe reading. She is going to be transiting in Western astrology the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius, all from March 1st to December 16th, 2025. There is going to be a retrograde, so we know when there's some retrogrades, there's some review of a certain energy. The retrograde is June 25th to October 3rd, and this muse has a very specific desire, okay, to help us with our perception. And what happened this morning as I woke up and saw the number of this muse, 27. So some of you, if you don't know how to find Muse Euterpe in your chart, please look into the video description and you'll see she is the asteroid number 27. And as I woke up, she was right there waiting for me. And what happened was that my phone, okay, she works very, like, this muse, because she's about music, works on the wavelength, okay? So I received this information on my Instagram that a certain video did not have an audio anymore. That was such an old video, I think 2022 or 2022. Anyway, an old one. And I'm like, let's look at this, okay? And this was about the perception of ourselves and perception that others have about ourselves. And the saying was, your perception of me is a reflection of you, and my reaction to you is an awareness of me. So that's what we're going to deep dive with Muse Euterpe. She was very clear about our perception and how our perception is an awareness of ourselves. Okay, yes, there's a whole about you and me and how you perceive me, but we're focused here about ourselves. So what we're going to do is that I'm going to right away give the piles with the zodiac signs. So you're still seeing my face here. Okay, and we're just going to associate to the zodiac sign. I would suggest that you watch both your Western, so your regular Euterpe, but as far as the energy work, you want to address your Draconic zodiac placement of Euterpe, okay? So pile number 1, you don't see, but know that it's all turned down, okay? I think you trust me. And I'm gonna take pile number 1, we have Aries, perfect. Then we have Aquarius, so collective energy here. Pisces, and then Sagittarius. So no, this is going to be your pile. I don't know why, but I feel like my guidance wants to be like that today. Pile number 2, we have Gemini, we have Virgo, perfect. We have Taurus, and we have Capricorn. In pile number 3, we have Libra, we have Leo, Scorpio, and Cancer. So that's what we have. Pile 1, 2, and 3. I will see you there for your messages. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your Muse Euterpe messages about your perception being a reflection of yourself. If you're here, that means you have Muse Euterpe either in Aries, Pisces, Aquarius, or Sagittarius. Let's deep dive into the cards first. Okay, let's see what we have. We do have a retrograde, so there's going to be some awareness. Okay, this is interesting. This one showed itself. Wait a second. Fated meeting. Oh, this is interesting because of, remember, your perception is a reflection of you, okay? And my reaction is an awareness of me. So there's something about soul contracts and how also maybe certain people were put in our path, on our path, for working through specific patterns of awareness. for yourself and for them as well. And then we have, oh yeah. All right, let's look at all this little pile because I felt it. The Eight of Forces, it's the lightning bolt. Look at this, an awakening. Wow, very strong energies here. And then the Four of Scrolls, the karmic trench. What did I tell you? And let's make some space. We have Hilarion, which is a master teacher. So certain lessons. So here we're seeing strongly the repetition here of the quote that I shared with you. And it's trying to impress upon you, my dear one, that certain things that had to be learned from your soul was going to be created or happen to you only through the fated meeting of certain soul contracts. And yes, there is a karmic trench, so there is certain karmic attraction, karmic contracts that had to happen at specific time, especially with this lightning, in order to teach you from the higher ways. And because on this card there is some type of ancestral, you see all the background ghost, maybe there was certain things from the past. I feel the energy maybe of the South Node, certain things that were unfinished. Also the retrograde. It's interesting as I'm saying this is that on the same day that Muse Euterpe is entering Aquarius, Venus is going retrograde. So there's something here with Muse Euterpe that is going to help us break free from some of the karmic chains of repetition, resolving some of the ancestral curses, generational trauma of attraction, repeating some of the cycles, because we are creating this higher awareness. We're understanding how we react to other people's perception is a reflection, is an awareness of ourselves. Beautiful. Let's see the rest. Wow. Okay. Imagine on the Eight of Forces. Ooh. Okay. I love this blue. There's a lot here. It's almost like the power of what you want in your relationships. How you want to be perceived, being also a reflection of yourself. Do you want people to see you as loving? Be more loving to yourself. Do you want to have people see you as dedicated? Be more committed and dedicated to your goals, to your aspiration, to yourself. There's something here very strong about the way out is the way in, meaning what you give is what you get. How you perceive yourself is what you're going to get. And realizing and not being surprised when there is a contrast. And also understanding that maybe, certain things you didn't realize in the past as far as your attraction. There's some type of review that is strong here. And it's probably also created by this Venus retrograde, because Venus is connected to the heart. We're seeing relationships highly involved. But also there is going to be this retrograde. So let's see what else. Through this period of time, we'll also have, Mercury retrograde. I felt that when I started scratching my throat. We have between worlds. There is a transition here. This really makes me go back to what I just shared with you, pile number one. That if someone is coming with a certain perception of you, a certain statement, how you react to it is going to give you an awareness. There's sometimes, I don't know if that ever happened to you, I'm sure it did, when you will hear things about yourself from others, and all you can do is smile and laugh because it doesn't create any type of anger or emotion, because it's so far removed from your truth. And you know it so much and so well that it's not even creating AVOC. But I feel that here, okay, this is also going to be a time of review where the things that do trigger us when we hear a certain perception is going to help us work through certain karmic patterns and give us self-mastery. You can see it here with those two cards very strongly. So we're really getting some deep coaching here, Muse Euterpe. Oh wow, the soulmates on the fading meeting. Wow. But I feel some of you, there is, karma is not just negative. Okay, this is more like action reaction. You think something, this leads to this. That you feel and believe something, this creates this reality. This really feels like a teaching of what you put in is given back. Okay? Wow, those cards are flying. And then no place like home. Okay, I really feel here is about being comfortable with your truth. Why I'm saying this is because that's just exactly what we just said. When something is so far removed from the truth, there's no reaction, really, as far as the emotional turmoil that it creates. It can make you laugh, it can make you smile, or it can make you like really wonder. But it doesn't create an emotional attachment. It doesn't. Ooh, I had never seen it. Wait a second. Your emotional reaction to how someone perceives you entangles you into that exact pattern, contract, or like polarity. Someone's like, if you detach yourself and you know your own truth, you don't get entangled. I have never seen it. I have never felt this. How the emotional reaction was what created the entanglement. Yeah. Okay. So now, let's move on to the dragon energy so we can get some clarity about the breath work and how we're going to address this. I gotta tell you, I am mind blown about this. I do know that there's a frequency about the karmic bondage, trauma bondage, okay, because it was very strongly with the emotion, and that's in the Quantum Fascia Healing album. So I feel that it's very much related to that frequency. And we have the Earth Dragon. Clears your path and the land around you. Yeah, no kidding. Stay grounded. Be ready to serve. Stuck energy is clearing. You can move forward in life. So we want to work with the Earth element. Okay. I know what I'm going to give you, okay? The Earth element, there is the mudra associated to it. And it is your thumb with your ring finger on both sides, okay? That will trigger the Earth. It seems important. The Earth, when you are associating to tarot and to astrology, it is a very strong reflection of your inner world. how you experience things. And how you experience things as a result becomes materialized. Whoa. So we're going to work with the trauma and karmic bondage, for sure. And I'm going to give you not just the earth element, but I'm going to give you another clue, which is the direction of the north. I want you to look at your compass. All the phones now have a compass. And I want you to face the direction of the north, which is the earth, which is the inner world. Hold this, okay? And then work with your breath. Yeah. You're going to have some clarity about certain of the karmic patterns of attraction, but also especially ending some of the repetitive attraction of those patterns. All right. All right, now that we have this, let's see if we have another message from Muse Euterpe. Now, beautiful. Here and now, in this invitation to meditate. Every time you get triggered, pile number 1, this is going to be a call not to focus on what is said, but to focus on how it makes you feel, because the words and the perception are more of a reflection of the person. Maybe they're having a bad day, maybe they have certain patterns that make them a certain way, blah, 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 X, Y, and Z. But it's more to understand and have awareness of your own reaction. This is the gateway, the door, the gateway out of those karmic trenches. This is the way to self-mastery and feeling at home, feeling like no one's words can make you step out of your inner truth and go back to the past. I don't know, like strongly, like, back into the old cycle. When you're addressing the now, then you can move forward. So we have a great energy work, frequency, mudras, and just breath work facing the north that can help you deal with your inner work. Your inner world and work. All right, pile number 1, that's what I have for you. If you want to deep dive with Muse Euterpe, please look in the video description. I do have an offer for just 1 soul point, so you can order just this muse, or you can order the 9 muses. It is a lot of fun, just so you know. And creates this strong creativity and inspiration, because that inspiration makes you in spirit, being in alignment with spirit, and how all those muses help you move through your life. So if that's something that interests you, it's in the description down below. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to help, and would love to hear some of you if you try those energy work and supportive guidance. See how that helps you when you're going to get triggered, because that's a long transit where Muse Euterpe is going to be in Aquarius. And Aquarius is the star card, you being able to shine your light. So that's important to address, because only if you see yourself through this lens of your unique self, your unique light, then you'll be able to receive that back. Namaste. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your Muse Euterpe messages. We're working with your perception as a reflection of yourself and awareness. If you're here, that means you have Muse Euterpe either in Gemini, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. I suggest both Western and Draconic placement, especially for the energy work, address the emotional layer of body. So let's see what we have. If you are curious about the collective message, that would be pile number 1. Very, very interesting. I had almost like a light bulb moment with the quantum entanglement of how when we react to a person's statement of a perception of ourselves. When we emotionally react, that actually entangles us in that exact reality of the perception, and how it creates this, the repetitive attraction of this a certain cycle of attraction. That was worth, I would say it's worth watching if some of you are curious. Okay, so let's see for you, pile number 2. What did we get as? Okay, wow, there's a lot, so we'll take them all. Okay, let's see. Let's make a little bit more space for you. Okay, up. All right. We have the Queen of Keys. Beautiful. The Architect with the One of Keys. The Birth. This energy of inner child here. Yin Yang, very strong. And the higher self. Wow. Yeah, the higher self. Wow, there's something. There's some deep inner work that is occurring with this Muse Euterpe on pile number 2. You're doing some deep reviewing. You see how she's holding a book? This is an Akashic Tarot deck. So there's something you're reviewing at a soul level with your higher self. Pile number 2. And we have the King of Roses. Beautiful. And the Treasure. Oh, look at this. The Treasure is the awareness. Look at this, because that's the light. Everything is so messy in this room. Ooh, there's also moon energy. So interesting. You know what? Because of the way it actually shines, I feel like the lunar eclipse that is upcoming March 14th could be a very, very meaningful moment for you. Pile number 2, to remove some of the way you used to entangle yourself to a certain matrix of reality, of the truth of who you were told to be, or the truth of what and who you were. Look at this. I'm sorry, but I have to show you this. We're on the 27th, and it's 227. Number 27 is Muse Euterpe. Like the synchronicities in my life have been like so sped up. There's something very strong here with how you are speeding up the manifestation of your reality. That's not going to be for everyone, but the ones that are meditating with me, I just released a starseed guidance for March 2025 on top of the community to give some specific insight to work beyond just the yin and yang and work more with the angelic scales. I really feel like this is part of Muse Euterpe's guidance and almost like reinforcement. Work with your higher self. Work on building yourself into the version of yourself that you want to script. Okay, there's a strong energy here, and it's all through your vibration. And as you start being more attuned to those details with the King of Cups, how things, and especially for you, pile number 2, it's like how the things you do in your life, how do they make you feel? And if there is the occurrence of a mirror/person that happens to disturb you, like imagine you're doing something and someone is interrupting you, okay? What's your reaction to the interruption? And pay attention, because your reaction to the interruption is also a reflection of an underlying current. Maybe something you didn't want to address. Maybe you're hyper focused. You're using too much of your mind. So you're not realizing how you truly feel. Yeah. Because there is some treasure. You're going to find something. We're going to get some more cards for this. Let's create some space and let's see what type of treasure is awaiting pile number 2. I'm hearing right away like the synchronicities, the synchronization between realities. You know, how you feel and how, because you feel better about yourself, you look at yourself in the mirror and feel better about your reflection. There's something about working on the reflection in the mirror for you that I strongly feel. I just started seeing this strongly. How do you react to your own reflection? Pile number 2. Because this is giving you, oh my God, pile number 2. You don't need a mirror from another. Just work with the mirror. How do you react to yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror? This reaction gives you an awareness of yourself. You look at yourself, you become critical, you look at the things you are wrong with you. This is reflecting, I don't know why it's coming strongly, lack mentality. As if you're looking at something that needs fixing, that needs improvement. And especially here, what I feel is almost like the discord and the dissonance with the presence of your higher self. In the presence of your higher self, there is nothing missing. Everything is limitless, infinite, and there is more to offer. There's prosperity, abundance, this wealth. Something here for pile number 2 very much, and maybe also because of the treasure factor, about the finances. There's something about your finances also, realizing how maybe you react to your bank account. And is there a similarity with how you react to yourself in the mirror? I kid you not, there's something that came to my awareness after my spiritual and Kundalini awakening, okay, spontaneous Kundalini awakening, which was brutal. I had to realize that my tendency to overly want to please and validate others, first of all, did not give me any time and space for my own validation and work for myself and giving this to myself, but also started to really impact my bank account. The more I was overly focused on others, the more the more broke I was. That's really true. I was like, what the F is this? But before, being more attentive to my spirituality and to my own consciousness, I was just going about this karmic wheel randomly, not knowing what was really occurring. With some of you, I'm very happy you're here. If that's your pile, okay, so you can find that treasure. That's your own reaction to your own worth, because there's something about worth. There it goes. Because worth gives you money. Let's look at this card, because now it's like staring at me. I mean, come on. Truth be told, with a mask and this, I could exactly look like a mirror. Okay, I know it's a gateway, but I've felt that many times, that mirrors are gateways. And I'm sure you can find it out there as, people feeling the same, And there's a face there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. Yeah, when you look at yourself, what is the truth you see? Okay, with the mask, I know where we're going to go with the imposter frequency. Okay, that's part of my super empaths. Obviously, a lot of you, if you were seeking for validation, credits outside of yourself, you need to work with the super empath playlist, because there's a lot of negative conditionings from, absorbing a lot of other people's energy and wanting to kind of fix and not see them collapse. that needs to be cut off, like cut the trend of doing this. Okay, let's see what the dragon card is showing us. All right, this one. I'm curious now. Oh my God, beautiful. Golden Atlantean dragon helps you remember the wisdom of golden Atlantis. Awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts and talents, reclaim your mastery. Okay, this is very strong energy of your energy boundaries. This is another confirmation for some of you. If you were, feeling that, oh, maybe I want to check out the starseed level up. Okay, this is reminding me of my crystal grid, the medicine wheel. For some of you that are working at the starseed level, we already mentioned about this. We are awakening right now to our divinity, working with the south node, north node. There is a reclaiming of your mastery, but I'm hearing especially also your sovereignty, claiming for your rights. You have certain rights. Your soul has certain rights to experience what it has wanted to, it had this desire to come and experience and learn specific things. But when you get entangled with other people's desires, putting them first, you get entangled in their reality. Okay, so there's something about the entanglement, and we're going to work here. We're going to get another dragon energy. So some of you, if you're working with the wheel, definitely that's right now working with your medicine wheel can be helpful with that crystal. The knowledge of the wheel is very Atlantean / Lemuria based, okay, crystal technology, so so yeah. And then we have the earth and water dragon, creates the foundation for new growth. A fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Nurture your ideas and harvest the abundance. I love this. And look at this energy. Okay, I love it. So this new cycle, this rebirth, being reborn under new horizons. I can feel it strongly for you. So let's talk about the energy work. We're going to work with the imposter syndrome frequency. And just like pile number 1, okay, I'm going to share with you, you have the earth and the water. So those are placement also in the zodiac wheel and your birth chart. The earth is your imun keoeli, it's your inner world. How you perceive yourself, okay, creates your reality. The water is your descending line. That's your one-on-one relationship. That's the people you attract. Ooh, how perfect is this, right? Okay, so we're going to work with the mudra for earth and water. So you're going to have 2 mudras, okay? You're going to start with the earth, and you're going to listen to the imposter syndrome frequency. And when you are working with the earth, face the north. This is going to supercharge this. I'm not kidding you guys. I am very fond of working with the direction of the universe. Just an inside joke. While I'm saying this, I'm just remembering when I met Matthew 5+ years ago, he, in his room, his bedroom, he had literally on the walls the direction north, south, east, and west. That's, and I'm not gonna say this is when I knew I was in love, but a little bit. Very much explorers like that on so many levels. But yeah, as I was saying this is this will do a little bit of the energy work on supercharge, okay, on steroids, if you want. You want to do the breath work. So north with the earth mudra and just breath work, because we have here the dragons. It's just going to be breath work. How do you feel? If you need more guidance about the different types of breath that I suggest, you will have a video tutorial. I've been sharing it a lot for some of you that are not doing the energy work with me. And then we have the water, okay? So for the water, you want to face the west, So you're gonna have to figure it out before you start meditating, which way and which way. And the west is going to be with your pinky fingers. Okay? Same thing, breath work, see how that feels. And know one thing, it's like one is going to trigger how this is one-on-one relationship, and this one with the earth is going to deal with your own reaction. So start with yourself. Especially this type of work is going to be super helpful when you're going to be triggered in other people's perception, or simply on how you respond to your own image. If you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you start saying negative things about yourself, put yourself in timeout. Okay? Get yourself meditating, okay? And face the north first, because you have like this negative reaction to just your perception, and breathe. And then you want to address the west with the water to make sure that this energy work is resolving also your one-on-one relationships, because it's like it's going to become obviously a negative program if you have had, for example, parents or child in your childhood environments that were very negatively inclined about what you were doing or not doing, how you looked or didn't look like, okay? There's going to be patterns, and what happens is often, even when the people are not there, when we face ourselves in the mirror, we still hear those voices. And again, I'm sharing this because I used to hear those voices. Doesn't matter how far physically the people are, they will stay, the program stays active. So this is to remove the hold of that program, dissolve it, okay? Cancel and delete. And that's going to free a lot more of energy, okay? Where you're going to reclaim your mastery, your sovereignty over yourself and the reality that you so want to create. All right, pile number 2, that's what I have for you. If you're curious about Muse Euterpe in your chart, know that's something that you can order. You'll find it in the video description, or you can order the 9 Muses and have a ball with me. This has been just so delightful to do for the ones that have connected with the 9 Muses. It's like, it's an implosion of many energies. It's very delightful to know this about your chart. So that's what I have for you. I'm sending you much love and light. Namaste. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your Muse Euterpe's messages about your perception being a reflection of yourself, giving you awareness, also with the mirror of others. But if you are here, you have your Muse Euterpe either in Leo, in Libra, Cancer, or Scorpio. Pretty much for all the piles, I had some type of story around Muse Euterpe's number, so number 27. And I was just reminded for you, pile number 3, it was through the cards. When I decide on the decks, I kind of feel the energy. And for this deck, this card is the one that came through. And I was just seeing the energy of exchange and the gift, but I forgot to look at the number 27. And as I was going to address your pile, this card came up again. It kind of fell through. And I was like, oh my God, that's for pile number 3. There is a lot of synchronization for you, pile number 3, as far as your exchange with how much you give love to yourself, how much you pour love into yourself, and how it's going to be demonstrated back to you. I'm gonna keep this card. I really feel it for you. I was gonna put it back, but I just kept on like, bring it back. So let's see what we have as far as the guidance for pile number 3 and Muse Euterpe. Okay. If you want to watch the collective energy, it's going to be Aquarius, and that was pile number 1. There was a lot of breakthrough moments, I would say, so far for all the piles, Let's see what you bring to the table, pile number 3. Okay. Right. And there's gonna be another. Okay, all right. with a little pile story. So, that was not expected, but I guess this is the name of the game here. Oh, I love it. So, be open, pile number 3, to things being different. Because when I said that was unexpected, I felt like, you know, assuming how things are going to turn out is making an ass of yourself, okay? So drop your assumptions, because you're entering a phase with Muse Euterpe where your expectations are going to be, things are going to be unexpected. So what you were used to receive or used to see manifest in your reality is going to be very different. You can feel it. Now, there is a retrograde in this energy phase, and that is almost like the whole year for Muse Euterpe here. So there might be some reviewing as far as how you perceive yourself. So let's first look at the cards, but I just felt like that maybe that time you might want to, you know, if Muse Euterpe shows up at some point, know that there is a retrograde June 25th to October 3rd, okay? And that means that you might want to introspect, a deep dive deeper into yourself and cells. We have Archangel Gabriel. In association to astrology with this archangel, this is the descendant line, okay? It showed up in pile number 2. This is interesting. This is your one-on-one relationship, the people you attract, okay? So that, ooh, I like that next to the exchanging gifts. There's a shift in your attraction as you pour more love into yourself, okay? Then we have, ooh, the Oracle of Delphi, or Delphi. It feels very muse-like. Some of you, I don't know why, but I'm going to say it because with the Oracle and this Muse energy that I feel from the card, you might want to review Muse Urania. She's going to have different, cycles. So I'm going to list Muse Urania current reading, but know that, you know, you might have different Uranias through that phase. If you ever watch this reading later on this year, there might be an upgrade of her message. But I really feel there's something here about astrology, the activation of your chart, maybe you putting more attention with how you go through the cycles of life, how things make you grow, inspired by others and yourself. Because she's kind of on a pedestal here, or high chair, you know. There's some upgrade of how people are perceiving you. Maybe some of you, there's something about becoming an expert. I don't know, we'll see. We have the King of Keys, and we have, no joke, the Muse. Okay. Pile number 3, that's not gonna be for everyone, but if you were waiting for a sign to get the Muses reading, I have one that includes all 9. This is your sign. Some of you may have received it, so there might be some reviewing. So if you're watching this, you happen to watch this, maybe this is an invitation to review your 9 Muses, and in particular the dynamic of Muse Urania. Yeah, that's, I could feel it. And now let's see, there's a whole poetry here, because that's a lot of cards, but we're going there. Okay, let me first create a little bit of space, okay, for this story. We have the TikTok, okay, the serendipity, beautiful, the come to the edge, the fates, oh my, I need to push this, and the yin. Wow, receptivity. Wow. Okay, we have like a full spectrum here. Okay, so pile number 3. What is very clear from the beginning is that with the amount of self-love and self-care that you pour into yourself, your also level of mindfulness, how much yin and how much yang, because with the exchanging gifts, there's giving and there's receiving. This is something we've been addressing as part of our community. Yin and yang also is very predominant for March 2025. In February, we were doing yin affirmation and yang affirmation. Now there's a little bit different. So what you've been doing is proving that your descending line, so your one-on-one relationship and the attraction, people that you attract, is going to be shifted to a place where you're being looked up at for, I don't know, whatever it is. I feel like I heard the word oration. Maybe the way you speak has shifted. The way you speak about yourself, the way you speak about life, okay? And I can see that it's like with the come to the edge in the yin, this is something that you're developing as if like you're always checking with your inner being, always kind of like seeing where things fall into your reality. Meaning, there seems to be a very strong mindfulness for pile number 3 about how they feel and how it would make, if you had to play this game of like, I played this game, let me share that with you. At some point, of my spiritual journey and awakening, I was single, okay, and I had to play this game, scripted from my higher self, to be my own wife and own husband, and kind of see how satisfied I was with my husband or my wife. I had noticed that, maybe if I was not in a relationship, I didn't tend to cook for myself the same way. I would just wing it. I would not make those special meals, and because I love cooking, but it seemed that I loved cooking only for others. And it was showing me like, why is that? Okay, so I don't know why I came with this example of cooking, but I think it's, it's an example of nurture. It's a very strong yin energy, feeding, okay? And it was showing me like, why do you feed others more than you feed yourself? Okay, so there's something here that I felt needed to be mentioned for you, pile number 3, as far as how much love you put out more for others and versus for yourself, and making sure that this balance is equal. So start with yourself, see how much love you pour into yourself, onto whatever details of your life, and see how it will shift the attraction, the people you will meet, like how different that will be. So now as you are in that phase of shifting, okay, because even though we're working with like your perception of yourself is an awareness of yourself, and so here for you there's a lot around yin energy, nurture energy, raising yourself, with like this oration, like raise your words about how you speak about yourself, come to the edge, and might even invite you to speak even more highly of yourself than you would in the past. Because as you embark on this journey, and I really feel here, pile number 3, the ones that are watching this, they have done some of the affirmations. They're doing the work. I can feel it strongly for pile number 3. You're doing the work, and what Muse Euterpe is showing is the amazing impact of this energy work on your vibration, and how now you're entering a phase, where, especially with the keys, and I'm seeing the keys, and some of you, it is often connected to me, to the Chiron wound, but here it's more like you already have addressed this, okay? Some of your wounds, some of you might have been about your worth, or maybe, you were not addressing more self-care because of certain wounds that you discovered. And now it's almost like those keys, those wounds, they're actually the exact key vibrationally that help you be turned on and tapped into spirit. And now there's something about the synchronicity, the synchronization between what has been always fated for you to manifest. I mean, serendipity and the fate, it's almost like double wham, and with the clock. It's like your time is here. Some of you, if there is specific goals that you wanted to manifest, in 2025, it's the year, okay? 2025 is the year to manifest specific star alignment, things that were fated to occur, that are meant for you. It's not something that can be taken away from you. It always have been yours. So now, let's look at the energy work for you, pile number 3. Okay, whoa, no, too much. That was my first choice. There's too many cards. And you saw how they fell on the serendipity and come to the edge. I feel like there's a lot that wants to come forward for you. I don't know if some of you like to listen to Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks, when she channels. But I love when she talks about all those desires we have and how sometimes we're wondering, like, where is my stuff? Where are my desires manifested? And how she mentions how it is kept in an escrow. And that means it's like kept by the universal bank. And it's waiting for you to be in vibrational alignment so it can pour in. This is what I felt when I saw all those cards pouring into serendipity. It's almost like you're opening up that escrow account. And there's like a windfall that is occurring for you, pile number 3. So that's exciting. Let's look at the card. Oh my God. Magenta Dragon enables you to bring forward your soul's wisdom. Awaken your soul memories and higher spiritual understanding. Prepare for accelerated ascension. I'm telling you, like that is like, that is super fast. That is super, super fast. Okay, I'm gonna need another dragon. We have the Alpha Dragon, harnesses the divine masculine power of creation. I love this with the yin also being here. Destroys the old, visualize your dream, help to manifest a new world. Okay, there's that void energy of this darkness, but the alpha and then yin and yang. Let me ponder a little bit. Might need a third card. Deep Blue Dragon keeps you safe by clearing your pathway. Trust that you are protected. Walk on a path of light. Okay, thank you. We're going to work with the light body activation. Even though I felt this void, this recreation, okay, there was something about yin and yang, because the void is very yin and it just did not feel perfectly aligned. So for you, pile number 3, I'm going to ask you to work with the light body activation frequency. That's something that I recently added to the Quantum Fascia Healing playlist. And I'm going to ask you to do some breath work. And you did not get any dragon with an element. So what I'm going to suggest as far as mudra is you're going to use your Muse Euterpe Draconic mudra. So if you're here for the energy work, okay, if you're watching Western Euterpe, go and check out your Draconic for the energy work. So the ones that are here for the energy work, we have a Leo, which is the pinky. We have Libra and Scorpio, which is the index, and we have Cancer, which is your thumb. So just use that mudra with the light body activation. And yeah, I just feel breath work here, really. If some of you want to work with the template of the higher self affirmations that I shared for the YouTube community in March 2025, you can, because that's something that emerged from working with the feminine and the masculine. That's like that divine union. So that's what I feel for pile number 3. You're going to do breath work and you're going to affirm that higher self energy and hold whatever is your mudra for Muse Euterpe. All right, pile number 3, that's all I have for you. I trust this supported you in wondrous ways. I can't wait to hear some feedback for some of you, especially like this pile seems very much like in synchronicity. How everything unfolds in your life. I'm always happy to receive your messages, your emails, or even your comments. I'm thanking you so much from my heart. Namaste.